So Jay, the actual article, TV Guide, like, how did that come about? I mean, you were obviously working for a number of publications. You know, you've done a lot of screenwriting, short stories. Did they come to you
Yeah,
knowing you were a New York guy or a Seinfeld fan? But
I think
tell us a little bit about that.
I think they came to me knowing I was a New York guy, a guy who wrote about New York, and I think they were sort of hoping that I liked the show, or at least that I was engaged with the show. And not, I don't think they realized that I was a huge fan, which I was, and honestly, I probably would have done the piece for free. But at that time, TV Guide was the largest circulation magazine in America. Frank Costanza wasn't the only fan of TV Guide, and they offered me some insane amount of money to. I can't remember what but it was more than any other magazine piece I'd ever written, so I just thought, like, yeah, I'll do this. I mean, as I said, I would have done it for free, and I was just a big fan of the show. The mail that came in was very interesting because there were a lot of people who wrote into this was back in the days when they had mail columns and magazines, and this piece drew an awful lot of mail, including some people who were outraged that I had compared it to what they considered classic sitcoms like I Love Lucy and The Odd Couple and so on. And I have to say that some of the response was anti-Semitic. I mean, I would say it was in like 85%, kind of cheerleading kind of male response, but there was a sort of 15 to 20% of the letter writers who hated the show, who didn't get it and wanted us to know that they hated it, and that it wasn't I Love Lucy. It was curious.
Yeah, and Jay, I think you made that point earlier. Pre 9/11, you might post 9/11, you may not have gotten those letters as much, potentially, but that's a good point.
Well, yeah, and there was some of the letters were sort of like, who cares about these whining New Yorkers?
Right.
It was that kind
of I hear that a lot too when I would travel, because we're both from New York, and when I would travel elsewhere and talk about Seinfeld the way we talk about it, I'd get some people like, "What? That's the same thing, the whining New Yorker thing." I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they got it right.